to Vidyanagar online science class. Today I am going to discuss with you our third science chapter, Fiber to Fabric. At the end of today's module, you will learn about fibers and its classifications. Let's move to our today's class. Okay. Let me ask you one thing, guys. All of you are very much interested to buy the new dresses now, especially in the festivals like Eid, Onam, etc. You are very much excited to wear the new dresses, right? Not only in the festivals. If we get a chance to buy a new dress anytime, we'll be very happy, right? See, from where we get these clothes or the dresses? Definitely it is available from the textile shops. We are getting these dresses or the clothes from the textile shops. See, now I am going to tell you the another word for the clothes. So the another word for the cloth is fabric. So instead of using clothes, you can use the term fabric. Then tell me, from where we get these fabrics? We get these fabrics from the outside textile shops. When you visited these textile shops, you might have seen that, varieties of fabrics materials are available there, right? Like, if it is a big shops, you can see 5 or 6 tiers, and these 5 or 6 tiers completely contains varieties of fabrics. Am I right? Of course. So, today's main discussion point is varieties in fabrics. What we are going to discuss today? Varieties in fabrics. Before discussing about the fabrics, we must know what these fabrics made of. These fabrics are made of threads or yarns. The fabrics are made of threads or yarns. See, I'll show you. See, you can see one cloth piece in my hand. You can see the threads here or the yarns here. So the fabric made of threads or yarns. Fabrics made of threads or yarns. You can see many threads, loose threads here, right? So the fabric is made of threads or yarns. Suppose, see, now I'm going to take some threads from the cloth piece. See, I took 2 threads from the cloth piece. Okay, and after that, I'm going to separate these threads. I'm going to separate the threads. Okay, see, I'm going to separate the threads. I can, I'm going to separate this. You can see that separation. So many thin strands can be seen in this. Right, and see, now I'm going to take this. So now I got a thin, thin strand in my hand, right? If I'm trying, I can divide this thin strands again into thinner ones. So that thinner strands are known as fiber. The thinner strands are known as fibers. So the fabrics are made of threads or yarns, and we can separate the threads into simpler. Okay, and when we talk about that thinner strands, we can divide that thinner strands again into thinner ones. So they are fibers. So the thinner strands of thread are known as fibers. The thinner strands of the fibers are known as threads are known as fibers. So the thinner strand of a thread or yarn is known as fiber. So fabrics are made of threads, and threads are again made from fibers, and these fibers are of 2. There are 2 types of fibers. What are fibers? Fibers are the thinner strands of threads. Thinner strands of threads are fibers. The fabric is made from threads or yarns, and this threads again contains thinner strands known as fibers. We can divide these fibers into two: natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers or synthetic fibers. What are natural fibers? As the name itself indicates, the fibers obtained from the nature. What are natural fibers? Natural fibers are the fibers obtained from the nature itself. There may be some fibers from the plants and there are some fibers from the animals, like cotton and jute obtained from the plants. So they are plant fibers. Cotton and jute obtained from the plants. So plant fibers. And wool, silk, etc. obtained from the animals, like silk from silkworm and wool from the sheep, yak, and even from the rabbits and camel. Okay, so they are the fibers obtained from the animals. So fibers are of two types: natural fibers and artificial or synthetic fibers. And natural fibers again divided into two: fibers from the plants and fibers from the animals. Cotton and jute are plant fibers, and silk and wool are animal fibers because they obtained from the animals, and cotton and jute from the plants. Okay, and years ago, people started to find, or they started to make fibers inside the laboratory using some chemicals. We can make the fibers using chemicals. They are artificial fibers. The fibers made from the laboratory. The fibers made in the laboratory by human beings. So they are artificial, man-made fibers. The human beings made these fibers by using certain chemicals inside the laboratory, like nylon, polyester, acrylic, etc. And the main advantage of these artificial fibers, you see, it looks like natural fibers. Natural fibers are costly. If you want to buy the natural fibers, we have to pay huge amount of cash. It is not possible for the normal person. So these normal or common persons depending the artificial fibers. Why? These artificial fibers are cheap. They looks like natural fibers and they dry up easily, and it is available in the cheap rate. Examples like nylon, polyester, etc. Okay, so fabrics obtained from the fibers again divided into thin strands known as fabric obtained from the threads. Fabrics obtained from the threads again into fibers. Fibers are of two types: natural, artificial. Natural fibers again divided into plant fibers and animal fibers, and artificial fibers prepared in the laboratory. That's all about today's class. Watch the video carefully. We will meet you again with another video. Thank you for watching.